My head. Let's see how it.
So Dennis is about ready to go into a non-epileptic seizure.
My head hurts.
It was heat-induced today. He wanted to put it on YouTube to inform people about non-epileptic seizures. And so people that have them don't feel alone. Sometimes he just stares off. Sometimes he has spasms. Sometimes there's a lot of fear behind them and he cries. Most of the time he can't respond or move, even though he's aware of everything going on around him. They can last anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. And then usually afterwards, it takes him a while to come out of it before he's really coherent and can communicate effectively. He usually gets a little spacey before them and then after them. Non-epileptic seizures aren't life-threatening in themselves, although they can put him in situations that would cause danger to himself if he would have one in a place that was unsafe. There's no medication for him since they're stress-induced primarily, whether it's physical or emotional or environmental stress. So we just have to wait them out, make sure he's safe and comfortable. And pray. And he just had a spasm in his leg. I was leaning against it, so it kicked me. And they range. Sometimes he has one every few days. Sometimes he has several in a day, depending on the level of stress. Seems like a mild one today. Seems like he's still fighting it just a little bit. Sometimes he just stares off with his eyes open. I think one time I timed 10 minutes, over 10 minutes that he had his eyes in a fixed stare without blinking. And his legs twitching again. You can see the bottom of his shorts. Sometimes, most of the time, he has a little warning when he has them. He starts feeling a little disoriented or just kind of off, and gets a headache, pressure in his head, his neck, gets heat in his head. He complains of heat in his head. And those are usually signs that the seizure is going to be coming shortly. He also wanted to show these as a testimony to not let anything hold you back for ministering for the Lord. You know, even though he has seizures, he, you know, ministers. He's an ordained reverend. We hold house churches or house services here in our home. He ministers over Facebook. You can see his eyes a little bit going back and forth. Yeah, that was kind of a mild one. It seems like he's coming out of it already. So he's usually really lethargic afterwards. They seem to drain him a lot. And sometimes at the end of one, we think he's coming out of it, and then he'll snap back into one for a few minutes, just with some last spasms. But this one seems to be over. And again, he just wanted to tape this as encouragement to other people who have them, so that they know they aren't alone, and encourage them to not let this hold them back. You know, he tries to live as normal life as possible. And he also wanted to educate the public on non-epileptic seizures. Thank you for watching.